did you see that Jennifer Garner was sobbing in slow motion over the Office finale?
I saw that, yes.
It's just nice to know you can still just feel so much passion about something, right? So thank you. If you've ever heard of this show, The Office, you should try it. It's wonderful.
She watched it from the beginning with her kids and had an extreme emotional reaction. It was really beautiful. It was so great to see her sharing that too. People just loved it. So I just wanted to give her a big hug, but we can't hug people these days.
Can't hug people. I feel like you guys should do the quiz though. You guys should do the trivia together.
We should. That's good. I would fail at any Office trivia. I would be the worst.
I think about this all the time because I do a lot of like the Star Wars actors interviews, and I'm always asking them questions, and like Mark Hamill's like, I have no idea. Like, you guys know way much more about this than I do.
Yeah. I watched every episode when it first came out. I haven't seen them since, and I can't even, people reference episodes like I don't even remember shooting that.
How do you think Dwight would be handling quarantine?
I think Dwight would be handling quarantine by preparing for the apocalypse, as we all should be. Probably safe rooms and ammo and canned goods.
What is my perfect crime? I break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No, I go for the chandelier. It's priceless.
I don't know if you've clicked around on TikTok, but there are like makeup artists who are doing the Dwight Schrute, and it's incredible.
Wait, how are makeup artists doing the Dwight Schrute? I didn't even wear any makeup.
Yeah, no, they are painting their whole face so that they actually look like Rainn Wilson as Dwight Schrute.
That is scary. That's terrifying. I was very strange looking in that that little TV show.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So in quarantine, I think the remaining folk who haven't watched The Office yet, they've watched it now. So I think the whole world has seen. Do you feel like, I mean, have you noticed like this resurgence in, I don't know if it's ever gone away, but like in the people talking about The Office?
Yeah, so The Office definitely was fading away, especially during our last 2 or 3 seasons of the show itself. And there was another 2 or 3 years afterwards when it was off the air. We didn't really think about it or hear about it. And then all of a sudden, maybe around 2017, 2018 or so, it just started coming back and people were talking about it. I was being recognized way more, being sent stuff. There were all these memes and products and funny videos and face mashups and all kinds of stuff. And it's become a global phenomenon. And I think it's brought people a lot of comfort during some really trying times. So it's been great to be a part of for that reason.
I was just looking that BLACKBIRD premiered at TIFF a year ago. I was looking at my camera roll too, and TIFF was exactly a year ago, and it makes me really sad that we're not there.
That's right. It was exactly a year ago. That's crazy.
I loved watching the conversations kind of flow around the table with just this incredibly stacked cast.
You're going to make an excellent lawyer someday.
Actually, I'm gonna be an actor.
An actor?
Yeah.
And isn't that a damn fine thing?
It is.
Well, there's plenty of time to think about it, so.
You know, when you read the description of the movie, you're like, oh, that's dark. But you watch it and it's such a sweet movie. So what would you say to audiences? Like, what pulled you into it when you were reading it?
So BLACKBIRD is a story about death, but really it's a story about life. There is a death at the end of the film. You know it's coming. It's heart-wrenching. And at the same time, it's about family. It's about laughter. It's about love. It's people coming together. It has a kind of a wacky weirdness to it at the same time. It's such a difficult circumstance for a family to be having a family reunion when they know they're losing their matriarch. And with this incredible cast, it becomes just a really beautiful human experience.
How would you explain your character's way of dealing with this looming death? I have to say, you chopping down the Christmas tree was a big highlight for me because that's probably how I would behave in the woods.
Well, my character, Michael, is a lawyer. He's pretty preppy. He's filled with factoids, and he's married to Kate Winslet somehow. I don't know how that happened.
DiCaprio over here.
Yeah, really. But me and Leo. But he goes on an amazing journey. You know, he's kind of a doofus at the beginning of the film, and over the course of the film, very subtly, he goes through kind of a transformation. You know, he gets to find his voice as a husband and as a father and kind of explores his sexuality even. I have a love scene with Kate Winslet. It's another thing I have in common with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was a truly fun and brilliant journey to be a part of.
Like, I don't know you personally, but I feel like you and Sam Neill were probably kindred spirits because, like, he's got, like, his winery, he's got all his goats. Like, what was it like? Tell me everything about him. I just love him so much.
Sam is like my brother from another mother. He's so funny. Sam Neill should be doing comedy. He is hysterical. And he's got a farm, he's got goats and pigs. I've got pigs. I've got a donkey and a zonkey. And there's a lot of farm jokes. We have similar taste in music. And we got along like gangbusters. And boy, did he make me laugh. I had a hard time keeping a straight face with him around.
I love it. Tell me about your zonkey. Like, how do you get a zonkey? What's a zonkey like? That's a zebra donkey, right? Like a hybrid.
It is a zebra donkey. My wife went to zebrasareus.com. I'm not kidding you.
Oh.
And bought a zonkey, and it was delivered to our house. A little baby named Derek. And now Derek is about 5 or 6 years old. He is an
name is Derek?
Yeah, he's a jerk. He's a total jerk. Because zonkies have the very worst characteristics of both animals. So all the wildness of a zebra and all the stubbornness of a donkey rolled into one. So he's both wild and stubborn at the same time. He's a surly guy, but you just love him anyway.
I was gonna say, it's like what you imagine a zonkey would be like versus the reality. It's like he's a
Exactly. It's a big commitment, folks. Don't go buying zonkies right and left.
I want to ask you really quick about one of my favorite movies, Galaxy Quest, because last year it had its 20th anniversary, and it's one of the best movies of all time.
Sir, I am Lank, Senior Requisition Officer. Before we travel to the ship, please let me know if you have any requirements.
It's somehow gotten progressively funnier. Do a lot of people reference Galaxy Quest to you?
It comes up occasionally. I was so lucky, again, Ash. My first two movies out of the gate in moving to Los Angeles were Almost Famous and Galaxy Quest. Both of them had 20th anniversaries. I had small supporting roles in both of them, but they're absolute classics. So what a great way to kind of pop your cherry.
I know. I was like, speaking of like stacked cast, like you're always a part of them.
Stacked cast. That should be in my Instagram bio.
I also want to ask you about An Idiot's Guide to Climate Change, because I was actually just going down the wormhole on this. What made you want to do this? This is like coming out now during quarantine, but you filmed it before.
Yeah, so we filmed it in the fall. An Idiot's Guide to Climate Change is essentially me, the idiot, learning about what's going on with climate change through a trip to Greenland with a bunch of scientists. So we try and make it fun, it's light, it's zany. It's a great kind of introduction to some of the concepts around climate change. And at the end, I got to interview Greta Thunberg. So it was an amazing journey and experience.
Yeah. Oh my God. Meeting her would be like.
Yeah, she's a hero. I mean, this little girl sat out in front of the Swedish parliament as a preteen with a little sign like, let's end climate change. And she started a worldwide movement of millions, tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people behind her. It's an incredible example of courage.